This video, math 10s, is out of 1.6 surface area and volume of spheres. And so we've talked about the formulas in some of our earlier videos. And the question goes like this. We're told a hemisphere has a radius of 12 inches. Find its volume, find its surface area. The volume is actually pretty straightforward. A hemisphere just means you've cut your sphere in half. So imagine you got a nice round orange or ball or whatever, and you cut it exactly in half. Probably an orange is a better one. Pick a sharp knife, slice it right in half. Well, we know the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So if we found the volume of 4/3 pi r cubed, all we have to do is divide that in half, and half a sphere takes up half the volume of the whole sphere, and you'll end up with about 3,619 cubic inches. There are no rounding instructions here, so I wouldn't be too picky about what the rounding is. That's not really the point of this question. The point of this question is the surface area. The surface area is a little trickier because you aren't going to be able to just divide the surface area in half. So imagine, again, taking an orange or some other 3D sphere, cutting it exactly in half. Well, the part that I've kind of shaded in black there is on the outside, but by cutting it in half, you've created a new face to it. And so its surface area, a person who oversimplifies this question just says, oh, surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So I'll do 4 pi r squared, and I'll divide it in half. And that would give you about 905 square inches. That would be the part of the surface area that I have shaded in black here. The piece that person would be neglecting is the fact that when you cut this thing in half, you created a new circle. I might as well shade it in red again. But you created a circle with a radius of 12 that's on the top of my hemisphere. And so I actually have to add another pi r squared to the area that I already calculated. And so in the end, you end up with 3 pi r squareds, which seems bizarre because it should, most people would think, oh, it's gonna have half the surface area it used to. But the truth is it actually has 3/4 the surface area of an entire sphere, because by cutting it, you created a face that you never had before. So kind of the trickiest thing that you could do with a sphere probably in this section is to cut it in half and still ask the surface area. But if you understand why we're adding this extra pi r squared, your answer in the end here ends up being about 1,357 square inches. Notice again, the units for surface area are in square units. The units for volume are in cubic units.